I just
Sniff
have
that
a
open
feeling.
again.
Well, I'm hopeful, yeah. Honestly, I personally believe that there will be the bear market. It's not coming yet. I think we will see another high after a few months. Hello everyone, welcome to another interview series of Bonus, and today we have one of the greatest guys in crypto, the one and only DAVINCIJ15, who told everyone to buy Bitcoin at $1 over 10 years ago. And Davinci is also one of our KOLs and investors, and we are looking forward to get some great answers today. But most importantly, how are you doing today, Davinci?
Well, you know, I'm in the 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. How are you today?
I am doing fine. But I think that due to the market situation, what's been happening in the last few days, I mean, you are like plan B Bitcoin, but it's actually the plan A. But now, what's the plan B actually? Because everything kind of went down a bit.
Yes. Bitcoin, Ethereum, a lot of the alts have collapsed in the last few days. It's been a horrific situation. Nobody expected this big drop so fast, because I did expect it. I just didn't expect it in a straight line, almost like a Royal Express elevator to hell. People are a little worried. People are concerned, right? You know, the fear and greed index has dropped to like 7, and you're wondering what's going on. Well, I've been through a lot of these bear markets before, because market gets overvalued and then it goes to undervalued, right? And that happens every single time. People get excited, right? They buy the prices up, and then it comes right back down, right? That's the cycle of things, and we do this every 4 years in Bitcoin because of the happening event.
So do you believe that now this is like the pure entrance of the long-term bear market?
Definitely. We just opened up the bear market door, and we're stuck in the bear closet right now. It is what it is, right? It's going to be a while. We're going to be here for at least another 2 years, unfortunately.
2 years. Wow, that's
yes.
That's really too long.
Yes, but it's not that long. Actually, most market cycles last 7 years in the normal market. So, for example, uranium took 7 years to recover from when it crashed after the nuclear disaster. So, it happens every single time. But it's a longer cycle for the regular market. For crypto market, it's 4 years, and you guys are complaining. Sometimes it's even 14 years for the regular market. For stock markets, 14 years. Think about it. Amazon took forever to get from the 2000 crash to where it is today. And it was like, right now it's been 20 years, but it's on the other side of its high cycle. After 14 years, it's now in its high cycle.
I see, but honestly, I personally believe that there will be the bear market. It's not coming yet. I think we will see another high after a few months. Well, I'm hopeful, yeah.
Yes,
but
I've noticed.
But the good news is that since we also building our project and we launching a token which is actually based on today's economy, on brands, celebrities, movies, entertainment businesses like TikTok, Instagram, Netflix, and we have a product which kind of supports these industries, we believe that actually it's not really harmful for us, and there are also some other tokens in the market who have actually some real functionality, and they also didn't really suffer so hard as some of those protocols, the layer ones, and all those fundamental super projects which we know. How do you see that? Do you feel it's a very bad market? I mean, obviously to launch it's a bad market now, but in a few months the new cycle of blockchain crypto projects, how do you see them?
Well, right now, finding even a project to invest in is really difficult. Most projects have stopped. Most people have stopped producing projects and trying to sell tokens. They're putting that on pause because we are in the depth of a bear market, and those things are most of the things that are currently running today, they're going to go down even further. They even have more to go, most of the alts. Even though, right now we're seeing a little bit of a run up on the alts, and some certain alts in certain sectors, they're going up, while others are still collapsing. But overall, right, we still have some more downside to go. Approximately, we'll see maybe some green shoots after December of this year before we actually see something change in the market. It's kind of gloomy, right? Unless, of course, the US dollar collapses, then all bets are off, right? Because that's still a possibility. The US dollar, there could be a confidence loss on the US dollar at any moment now because of the massive printing. They're averaging about 25% annually, and as soon as people say, well, wait a second here, I need to start buying stuff, right? Because hey, next year it's going to be $1.50 store, not $1.25, and before it was $1 store. It went to $1.25. Next year it's going to be $1.50, and people are going to realize, wait a second here, I got to do something because these dollars are losing value. And if that happens very fast, that's it. All bets are off. We have to really care about what the bond market does. If the bond market collapses enough, and people start dumping their bonds, or the federal government decides to default on, the U.S. federal government defaults on their bonds, that would also collapse the dollar. So those are also things that you can look for as a collapse of the dollar. Confidence loss, or they don't pay their bonds. They decide to not pay. Oh, so obviously they're going to pay because they got a printing press, but that's a possibility.
But if that happened, then the Bitcoin prices and the crypto prices, they would go up because the inflation.
Yes, because people will buy anything.
But that's also how John McAfee said that Bitcoin will reach $1 million by 2021. He predicted, because he already thought that this whole inflation is happening till then. It didn't happen yet, but
it is.
I feel they're keeping it artificially alive. They're pumping somehow, printing money.
Yeah, well, this collapse is brought to you by the Federal Reserve and the banking system, actually. We didn't get to a high over $100,000 in Bitcoin because they set up a lot of things in order to keep the price down and keep Bitcoin from going too crazy. One of the things is the commodities exchange. They allowed Bitcoin to be on a commodities exchange, but it's the only commodity on the commodities exchange where you cannot take delivery. To be clear, right? Anything on any commodity on the commodity exchange, if you buy a contract, right, and you hold that contract to expiry date, guess what? They're delivering that asset to your doorstep. Knock, knock, knock. This is why oil went negative. People were had a whole bunch of oil contracts. There was no place to put the oil once the oil was set to delivery. So they had to get rid of those contracts. And how did they get rid of the contracts? Well, they gave people money in order to take the oil contract from them. So this is how oil went negative. And this is how the commodities exchange works. Yet, all of a sudden, Bitcoin and Ethereum comes onto the commodities exchange and, oh, by the way, you can't get delivery. What? That's the first? That's the first of all since the existence of the commodities exchange. First time, first commodity that you can't get delivery. That's part of the manipulation. So what are they trading? Promises to pay you what? Nothing? Dollars? Right? So that's the big scam. This is how they're managing the price. Another way they're managing the price is through the ETF. The ETF that came out last year only buys commodities contracts to hold in the ETF. And we all know what, because now that I explained what in the commodities contracts is just dollars. So now you own a promise to pay you dollars based on the price of Bitcoin. Huh? And you're thinking, well, that's okay. I know Bitcoin will go up, so I'll buy the ETF. Okay. Throughout history, And when the money starts to collapse, and the prices start to go up, have governments ever decided to do something called price controls? Have they ever done that? Yeah, they have.
How do they do that?
They demand that they state that this is the price and that's it.
They
And if you
set
change
the price,
exactly, and
like
if you,
limit order.
exactly, and then if you try to sell something at a different price, you get charged, right? So they've done that many, many times throughout history.
But usually they did it with commodities, right? Like
They did it even in the 70s with commodities back in the 70s when the prices were inflation in the United States. So it's not like it's unprecedented, right? So they're going to do that to you if you're just holding on to an ETF. Eventually, when Bitcoin separates from the price on the commodities exchange, you're screwed. They're going to say, sorry, that's the price. So you're not holding anything real. You're holding something that somebody's telling you, okay, well, this is connected to this price. And then the government can say, no, now it's not connected to that price. It's connected to the price that we tell you it is, and we're going to give you the dollars for it. That's coming.
this is very bad news.
Yes, this it is.
If
That's
this is
not the
true,
only
it's
way
tragic.
they suppress the price. When everybody thought it was a great idea that you could actually borrow against your Bitcoins or lend your Bitcoins. It sounds great on the surface, yeah? Okay, I can go and deposit my Bitcoin and then gain interest. Yeah, buddy, you're good. Okay, what do you think the other person's going to do with those Bitcoins when they borrow it from you?
I think they kind of trade it, or they keep on
Sell it.
borrowing. They're selling it.
Yes, because they want to push the price down to buy it back at a lower price. To give it back to you with interest.
And then they push the price down, so the people, they kind of cannot repay it anymore, and then they
Okay, so then
get
there's
liquidated.
yes,
or how?
then there's the people who are lending against their Bitcoin. So now, if you've got a combination of the two, right? People who are borrowing against their Bitcoin and people who are lending their Bitcoin, you can go, well, let's take a look. When do these people who are borrowing against the Bitcoin get liquidated? Oh, they get liquidated at 21,000. Oh, and I have a bunch of Bitcoin here. I can sell to the 21,000, so I could buy back easily with all that Bitcoin. I think I'll do that. I mean, they set this up. The banks didn't actually say to do this. They just created an environment that allowed it to happen.
Wow, this sounds so manipulated. So the victims are all the normal people who actually invest too late or sell too late, basically.
Exactly. And
Or which try this exotic ETF.
yeah,
fancy
whether they
products.
either they lent their Bitcoins, they become a victim because they're trying to see prices go higher, and they ended up causing the prices to collapse. Or they borrowed against their Bitcoins and they got liquidated and they lost their Bitcoins, and plus more, right? Because they've lost like twice as much Bitcoins in the liquidation. That if they just sold the half of it and at the higher price and just used the money right then and there, it would have been okay. They still have the other half now.
And now when they lose it in the liquidation, obviously they lose everything, but who actually gains here?
Obviously, the person who sold all those Bitcoins, they're going to probably buy back the Bitcoins with all that liquidity, right? To give the people who loaned them the Bitcoin back with interest.
So they profit very well then, I guess.
Yes, this is our system. Nicely set up, just for the price to collapse.
Well, we know, like I learned from you and from many other Bitcoin people, that Bitcoin in the long term will go up. So even like people
Yes.
who hold leverage positions, they are, in my opinion, in trouble. But people who just buy spot and they really hold the Bitcoin in their decentralized wallets, I believe that they are safe if they
It's so true.
can hold it up for the long run, for the next few years. I'm sure they will be good. This might be their retirement.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case. Here's the thing. I believe the banking system caught wind and understood what was going on with Bitcoin somewhere around the 2016, 2017 area. And that's when they started putting all this into this whole plan together. And so I really think they understand that this is not going to be stopped. They can only slow it down, and this is what they're doing. This is slowing it down because price is the biggest indicator for the person who doesn't understand what's going on in the crypto universe. They know that there's something going on with the kids, right? Playing with some virtual money kind of stuff. And they don't know if it's any good or anything like that. And that's it. And sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. And it goes down a lot, right? That's it. They don't know that this is a place to be because of the way our monetary system works. The monetary system is a fraudulent system that transfers wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich. And the only way they learn that is if they come into this space. And the only way they come into the space is if they see the price going higher. Because then once price is going higher, they go, I need to find out what's going on over there. What's going on over there? Because like, price keeps going up. And so the banking system knows they have to prevent that from happening for a long period of time. Because if the price continues to go up for a long period of time, people will go and investigate.
Okay, so that's why you say that the banking system, basically they will not teach people on Bitcoin. They will not educate people on Bitcoin, right?
Of course, but what they were trying to do is prevent people from actually going into the space and educating themselves and learning, hey, what's going on here over here? Why are you buying this stuff? Why is you so excited? Oh, because really the money works that way? I didn't know that. That's horrible. Oh my gosh.
So those banks and big entities, you say that they are basically now happy when all the people are losing because their old systems become back
because
in
nobody's
style, they don't
because
evaporate.
nobody's going to go investigate why crypto is something that you want to invest in. That's why. If price is going down, you're not going to go, oh, I'm going to get interested in that. No.
But for the long term, you believe that obviously Bitcoin will make it, no?
Yes, you can't stop an idea whose time has come. And Bitcoin's idea is an idea whose time has come. And why is that? Well, because one, it's a monetary system that has a fixed supply. We've never had a monetary system that has a fixed supply ever in the history of mankind. Another cool feature of Bitcoin that most people don't know is that for the first time in the history of mankind, we have a money that doesn't require a person to own it. What do I mean by that? Now, your fridge can own the money or make purchases for you. There is no third-party company that has to process it through in order to send the money. No. There's no one person, there's no secondary person it has to go request the money from. No, it can get it from its own wallet and pay for stuff. So this means you could have machines that go work for us and pay us. Yes.
This is like super peer-to-peer, right? Because when in a decentralized wallet, not in an exchange, it's going directly from me to you, the payment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you said the fridge can own it, which means that the fridge might have a wallet and see what items are inside the fridge, and then basically
make the order
to fill up some beef, or it and I know that this beef is about to expire. Interesting. We'll be in a very insane future, I believe that. And I also truly believe that Bitcoin is the reserve currency of the world in the long term.
Oh, you don't know the half. Yes, it's going to be more than the reserve currency of the future, right?
More even.
Yes, because it could do a little bit more than what you see as a payment system. It can do a little bit more than that, and it only becomes active once it becomes the money. Once everybody's using it, then all the cool features that are hidden in the Bitcoin protocol will become useful. You know, it can only become useful once that passes that threshold. Similar to what happened to electricity. At first, electricity was only used to light up your house, but we know now that it has so much more use cases, right?
True.
Well, the same is coming with Bitcoin. It's more than just the ability to send money from one person to another.
Yeah, that's true. Bitcoin, it's incredible. Well, let's hope that more people come in, and especially now in the low prices, it's like a discount, and so many people are dollar cost averaging. So who knows how low it will go, but it's wise to buy every week a little bit, right?
Exactly, definitely. Yes, just, put it away, buy some, because I suffered through the worst bear market. I bought Bitcoin not only just at $1, but I bought all the way up to $32, which was the top in 2011. And I bought the top, the $32 top. And I remember getting somebody, he calls me up and says, I'll sell you all my Bitcoin. And I'm like, yes, I'll take it. It's $32 each. And I took it all from him at $32. And the price went straight back down after that day. That same day that I got it from him, the next day, it went straight down, and it dropped like to $20 and then $10. Came back up to $20, but then eventually went down to $2 back in December of 2011. So, but did I sell any? Did I give up? No, I just bought more and continued and waited for the day that it's going to be the money, because that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I think you had a lot of successful days already, and especially when it was in the 65K area.
Mm-hmm.
You cash out also a little bit, of course, to live your life, but then you buy again back when it comes down, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because you know what? I like how they say, the Keynesians say, oh, you can't have a deflationary money, that money that people can save and it goes up in value. That's useless. It's gonna be horrible. Yeah. So I have to. So you think that I'm going to compare that to a money that loses value to money that if I save it, I know how much I can have for my future. So I can say, oh, I could have this many Bitcoin, and I know I'll be able to survive in the future because I'll be able to buy the same amount or more in the future. Duh. Obviously, right? It's only because you Keynesians, right, believe in the banking system, and that's why I've had this ring here, right? This Bitcoin ring in the middle finger, because I want the banks to read between the lines.
Nice.
Whoops.
You are true OG, Davinci.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for this incredible Bitcoin information. Now I have also some questions in order for Bonus. You came in early as an investor.
Yes.
Why did you came into our project primarily? I told you what it is, what it does roughly, and this is like a year ago.
Yeah, well, I see the potential for crypto is everywhere, right? It's not just in the fan tokens, but everywhere. You've seen it with NFTs, DeFi, and you're tapping into another market segment that can benefit from crypto. So I'm really excited about what you've got to offer with those fan tokens. Hi, my name is Davinci, and I'm glad to be the first investor and supporter of Bonus.
So we finished a huge discussion here about Bitcoin. Thank you so much, Davinci, again.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for being with us,
Mhm.
and it was a great interview. Thank you.
Yes, I had fun.